Welcome to the Toolman channel and another episode working on Len's 48 Willys pickup. Last time we got most of the floor repairs done. I got a little more work to do on the floors over on the driver's side and then we'll be done. I'd also like to move on and get started with some of the exterior repairs, so stick around. Let's get caught up real quick. In the last episode, I put in this patch panel right here and I had it mostly welded in. I still had to finish up welding all along this seam down to here, and then I had a little more welding to do around here. So I finished that up. I got that ground off. So that panel is done. Now, here's the only part that I have left. We've got this piece back here, and so I need to make some patch panels to fit in there, and I'm going to do it in a couple panels because if you look close here, this is made out of multiple panels. The pedestal here is one. There's a seam, actually an overlapping seam, and then you got this curved panel, and then that overlaps with this back panel. So with these two pieces, or these sections here needing to go in, I'm going to make one panel to go here. I'll make another panel to go right here. I'm going to start from the outside in. So this panel goes on first, and then this panel will overlap it a little bit. Okay, this is just a little template I made up so I could see how my first patch would fit. It's going to drop right in here. I've oversized it just a little bit, and which is fine because it's going to tuck up underneath there. When I cut the metal, I can grind this until I get a good fit. I'm going to butt weld it. And we've got a bend here because this has to kind of bend down and lap underneath the floor here. So now I can just cut this out in metal and shape it. Okay, now we move on to this corner. Now this corner really requires, if you look at this piece, that it's going to come down here and then it's got to have a flange on it. And it's all one piece. And I don't have an easy way to bend something like this. I would need a shrinker stretcher to do that, but this is my go-to solution every time. I've already done this one. I make it out of 2 pieces of metal. I'll take 1 piece of metal for the flange and cut that to fit. I'll make another piece for the back wall, and then I just weld them together and put them in. So I've got this already painted on the back side, so I can't get to it after I put it in. It's going to fit in here. Let's see if I can get it all the way there. There. Just like that. So I'll just weld it here, and then I'll plug weld it from underneath on that flange. Okay, I'd say that back wall and this back corner of this floor now, that repair is all done. I've ground it off, and I think it looks okay. It'll pass. The only thing I saw was just a little light coming through this corner, and I think I'll just drop a little seam sealer in there. But I think that's it. I think the floor repairs are done on this, and we can move on to the exterior. Okay, with this bit of body work done, I think I'm going to jack this thing up and put that dolly back on it so we can stand it up. This spot right here is the only outer body rust on this whole truck. There's been a lot of, floor work and firewall work, but for actual rust on the outside anyway, this is it. This is the only spot. So I had to do both of these on my truck when I did it. So what I'd like to do is just follow this line to about here, come up there, and then probably come straight across just like that. I'll cut that out and then I'll make a patch to fit it. right, I got that patch welded in. It's not perfect, but a little bit of body filler and it'll be good to go. You know, it's been so nice the last couple of days, and this is probably the last day of this really warm weather. I think it's probably 46 right now, and we got rain coming this evening. So I thought maybe this would be a good time to take a break from body work and wire wheel the bottom side of that cab. It's getting pretty windy out here, so I don't know how good the sound is going to be, but I got most of the flaky stuff I could reach off of here. And that was my goal. Really two things. Get the flaky stuff off so then I can use some OSPO rust treatment on it. I think we're in pretty good shape right now. The other was to just kind of take a look and see if there's any other areas that I missed for rust. We got one right down here. This little panel, I don't know if that one really needs attention or not. I'll clean it out a little bit more, and we'll see about that. There's only one other spot, and that was over right here. So again, I may just leave that. I don't think that's going to be a real problem. It managed to survive this long. I think it can go a little longer. The other thing is you see a little bit of undercoating stuck up underneath here. And this is going to get undercoating again, so I'm not too worried about that. And if it's been there for all these years and it's done the job, why not just leave it and let it keep working? While I had the wire wheel going, I decided to get in here and clean the inside, do the floor at least. So took it through there, and you know, there's still a lot of surface rust, but a converter will take care of that. I didn't discover any new holes or anything that looked too bad there. Did that on both sides. And then the seat pedestal had just a ton of carpet glue. So I went after that and got most of it. It'll be fine. Let me show you something I found here. I keep finding stuff like this. This is right underneath the passenger seat. This has all been welded all along here. I keep finding all these crazy little cracked areas. This truck has secrets. It's just not giving up. And again, I just have to think it was something going on with snow plowing where it was just taking a real beating. But otherwise, I think we're okay on this side too. So let's get back to body repairs. We're looking at the last major repair that I need to do on the cab, at least until we strip it and see what else is going on. But this hole looks like it was probably crudely cut for, I'm going to guess, an antenna. But when we started stripping this truck out, it had an antenna right here, and these are factory Factory, I don't know, but I know Len's got a replacement that looks like a factory antenna to go on there. So we're leaving those alone. I got to cut this out and replace it. And when I say crudely cut, it basically looks like they maybe put a slit in here and just started bending it down. So we're going to have to cut just a little bigger than this hole. Make sure we've got it all kind of flattened out. We'll make a patch for that. We're done with that patch. It's pretty smooth. I did a little hammer dolly work on it and a skim coat of body filler, and it'll be done. Got one more small job I want to do on the cab here before we're done. And it's funny, I didn't even notice this earlier, but for the windshield wiper on the driver's side, there was 2 holes, one on either side. No idea what these are for, but they don't belong there, so I'm going to weld these up. So I've got this copper backer that I can put underneath here. Then the weld won't stick to it, but it'll keep me from blowing through this, so I can just kind of lay up some weld around that. Okay, we're all done with those. Just like everything else, they get a little bit of body filler, but those are going to disappear. We got some rework. This is the patch I cut out when we did that lower fender work on the, or at least lower cab work on the passenger side. Here's the back side, and you notice, you look at it here too, that metal is very thin, even up into the top of the piece I cut out. So let me show you the piece that went in. You see all the light coming through there? Hang on, there we go. Yeah, we got a whole bunch of holes. When I started cleaning this thing up, there you can see the patch. So that's what it looked like. But the pitting goes up way beyond this. So this just isn't going to stand. So I ended up cutting this back out. I actually went a little bit further here. There will be a much larger patch. So I cut the whole thing out. I'm going to redo it. All right, this is patch number 2 in the same spot because, like they say, we do it right because we do it twice. This patch came from, it's yet another patch from an old scrap pickup box. It's 18 gauge, same gauge as the metal on this truck. Get a good start. Patch is in, it's all lined up. Now I just need to take my time. I don't want to warp this out. So I'll just take my time and try to keep it cool as I finish welding it. Okay, I think we're welded up, and I've been using a flashlight behind here to look for any pinholes. I think I've got everything here, so I'm going to grind this off. But I did notice I've got a couple of little holes right here. I wish I had taken this further back. I may have to put another small patch in right here because I don't like the look of that. Right, I got my patch in, got it ground off. I have to do maybe a little hammer and dolly work just to get this flattened out. But yeah, don't know if I should laugh or cry at this point because in here, we get a flashlight and move it around. I don't know if you can see this. It's paper thin right through here too. I can see light in a bunch of spots around here. So the only thing to do here is to cut another hole. Probably doesn't need to be much bigger than about that. And patch in one more piece right here. That patch is done again. So I'm glad I took the time to redo this. So we got that patch in the front and then that little extra patch there. A little bit of work up here because it was a little out of shape. So I was able to straighten that out. Now after a little skim coat of filler, this will be ready to paint. Okay, we got another work day here. We've got Len and Guy. They drove out for the day, and our job today is going to be to strip all the paint off of this. This is a big job, but I think with 3 of us and the right tools, we got all the tools lined up behind these guys. We're all going to grab our tool of choice. We're going to take this thing outside because it's going to be a dusty job, but we're going to get all the paint off of the cab and see what we got for the rest of it. It's getting close to 4 o'clock. We've been at this all day long, and I feel sorry for my neighbors because it was loud. It was very loud. I think Guy and Len are covered in dust, and I think we're all tired. Do a quick walk around. Yeah, the whole outside is stripped and a little bit of the inside we started on. Show you one thing here that I was kind of wondering about. Okay, we got a lot of Bondo right in here. And back inside you can see there was a hole cut in there. And crudely welded up and then mudded. So we'll have to get that cleaned up and smoothed out. All right, let's put this thing in the garage and be done with it. Okay, we good? Gotta get a little speed. There we go. All right. That saved us. There. Oh, what's left? Guy wants to know what's left. He hasn't had enough yet.
Well, I've got a hood that we can hang down, but there's nothing, no work to do on it.
The hood should be stripped.
Yeah.
We got doors. We got one grill. On this, I think we need to get the dash. I started on getting the rest of the glue off of there. So we'll get the rest. I'll do that. That will take me 15 minutes. I'll get the rest of the glue off so that this at least is smooth when it gets painted. This back wall, this could be done, but I don't know that I would be going crazy on it. You know, just to scuff it up so it'll take paint.
Yeah.
This is like an undercoating on the back here.
Is that what that is? The factory?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that could be cleaned up and left on and painted over again. This little frame in there, that should probably be cleaned up so it looks nice, you know. But I can do that stuff. There's just not much left here on this one really. It'll all be done by the time you get home. Yeah.
Get it to the body shop.
Yeah, this is. Oh, so
Oh,
yeah. Look at it for a minute.
Right down for me.
Got to get a cap corner on it. And then I'd say once that's done, you should probably start talking to the buyer. We should take pictures before you go today with your phone.
Oh.
You can share it with whoever, you know, whatever you're thinking about for body work.
Yeah.
Len and Guy are on their way home. Our day is over. And I think this is about all I'm going to do for this video. And I know we've been doing a lot of videos on this cab, but there's just a lot of work and I don't work very fast. So next time, I've got just a little bit more to do, and then I'm going to be able to move on to something different. We talked about this cab corner. It's really mangled, and what we're going to end up doing is putting a new cab corner on here. They make it, Kaiser Willie has one that goes up 11 inches, and it wraps around 16 inches. And so that will eliminate all of this damage in one shot. So that's what we're going to do. And then I've got a little more work to do on the dash. The key there is not the hole for the key, or I should say ignition, isn't round. Somebody cut that out, so I need to patch that up. We've got a couple extra holes here that I need to close in. So there's a little more work to do on the cab, but then I can move on to something else a little more interesting. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time.